Good evening, class. Welcome you back again to Anatomy and Physiology 1, LCM 112. My name is Ego Florence Okeke. Last week we stopped at bone components. Today we are going to study on cortical bone. Cortical bone. Cortical bone, also known as compact bone. This dense outer layer provides support and protection for the inner cellular structure. Cortical bone comprises of three elements. When you look at the diagram, you see the cortical bone dramatically. You see what is here. You see cortical bone dramatically. You see red bone marrow, yellow bone marrow, marrow cavity, and so on and so forth. We are going to see anatomy of cortical bones. Anatomy of cortical bones. In anatomy of cortical bones, we are going to see outer circumferential. We are going to see osteocyte. We are going to see lamina. We are going to see others. We are also going to see peristeral vein. We are going to see peristeral artery. We are going to see perforating canal. We are going to see central canal. We are going to see outer fibrous layer. Bones. Talking about bones. Bones are an important part of the skeletal muscle system. This article, the first in a two-part series in the skeletal system, reviews the anatomy and the physiology of bone. Bones are key to provide the body with structural support and in bending movement. In this respect, it's explaining that without bone, human being cannot move. Most of the body's minerals are still beyond in the bone. Diet and the lifestyle can affect the quality of bone formation. In this respect, diet, it depends on what we eat. It will help in bone formation. After bone have formed, they undergo constant remodeling. Changes in the bone remodeling the process can result in pathology such as pathogenic diseases of bone or osteoporosis. Cancellous bone. When you look at some diagrams, you see different types. Okay. Cancellous bone is a meshwork in form of framework of spongy tissue, tabulacrally of matured adult bone. When you look at it, you see that matured adult bone is stronger, typically found at the core of the vertical bone in a spina, and the end of the long bones such as the femur or thigh bones. Adult bone is stronger. That's why adult bone used to handle with care, because if anything happens to adult bone, it will be very difficult to heal because it's an adult bone. But if it's not an adult, just like a teenager or a child, you see that the person will quickly recover. The structure of the cellular bones can be likened to the honeycomb that consists of interconnecting spaces connecting the bone marrow. The bone marrow of cancerous bone tissue supplies the osteoprogenitor cells that help in what? In formation and the growth of new bone. As I said before, information and the growth of new bone. Thus, the bone drift composed of cellulose bone are sometimes used in grafting procedure to promote osteogenesis. Cancerous bone, also called tubercular bone or sponge bone, light bronze bone, including numerous large spaces that give the honeycombed or spinal appearance. The bone matrix or framework is organized in three-dimensional attract work of the bony processes called tabulae, arranged along line of the stress. The space between the often filled with marrow. In this aspect, is talking about marrow. When you look at the picture of this grammatically, you see that when you look at this bone, you see that you are going to see the marrow inside. Without marrow, you see that marrow helps in support of the vein. Marrow will enable the vein to wax strong. Marrow is in form of fuel in bone because it supports the bone to perform the efficacy and the functions. When you look at this bone marrow skeletal aspect, you see the esophagus, you see the skeletal, the ring, you see the spina, you see the pelvic gland, the skeletal aspect of it. Look at the full body skeletal system. In full body skeletal system, you see the skull, the mandible, that is jars under the bone of your mouth. You see the mandible, the rib cage, spina, the spinal cord, pelvic, as I said before, and others. Even at humerus, you see the radicals, you see the clavicle, you see different ones. You even see the femur, you see the tibia, you see the fibula, you see the phalanges at the finger of the toe of the feet. Look at the other ones. You also see the phalanges at the finger, the bone at the finger. That's the skeletal aspect of the human being. Look at the skeleton, look at the rib cage, look at the arm. In this aspect, when you look at the shoulder, you see that the scapula, that bone is very, very essential because if anything happens to the bone, it can easily cause the dislocation at the arm. It can cause the dislocation at the arm. At times, you see people tie their hand with bandage, which means something tampered with this bone, scapula, under the shoulder blade. Alright, we are going to see appendicular skeleton anatomy. There are a total of 126 bones in the appendicular skeleton. It consists of the bone that makes up the arm, the legs, and as well as the bone that attach them to the axial skeleton, as well as one that attach them to the axial skeleton. Number one, we are going to discuss, we are going to see the peculiar glider, peculiar girdle. The portal girdle is where the arm attached at the axial skeleton. When you look at the arm, you see that it seems as if it's attached. It's made up of the clavicle, collarbone, and scapula, shoulder blade. There are two of each of these. One of each arm is in form of two. As I said in our previous lecture, that many things in human beings are just like in pen. It's in form of two forms. Upper limits. Each arm contains 30 bones, known as the humerus. The humerus is the long bone of the upper arm. Radius. When you look at the radius is one of two long bones of the femur found under the rim side. Ulna is the second long bone of the forearm, found on the pinky finger side. Found at the pinky finger side. Carpals. The carpals are a group of 8 bones found in the west area. When you look at your waist, you see that there are 8 good bones found inside your waist area. Another one is metacarpals. The metacarpals are 5 bones found in the middle area of your hands. When you look at your hands, you see that 5 finger, the center bone that connected is called metacarpals. Phalanges. The phalanges are 14 bones that make up of the fingers. When you look at the fingers, see made up of 14 bones. Pelvic gland. Pelvic gland, commonly known as the hip, is where the legs attach to the axoskeleton. It is made up of 2 hip bones, one of each leg. Each hip bone consists of 3 parts, known as ilium. The ilium is the top portion of each of hip bone. Ischium. The ischium is the curved bone that make up the base of his hip bone. Pubis. The pubis is located in the front part of the hip bone. Lower rim. Each leg is composed of 30 bones, known as the femur. The femur is large bone of the upper leg. The tibia. The tibia is the main bone of the lower leg. It forms in shin. Fibra. The fibra is second bone in the lower leg, found in the outer leg. Patella. The patella is also called the kneecap, the nail. The thalassa. The thalassa are the 7 bones that make up of the ankles. The 7 bones that make up of the ankles is called the thalassa. Metra. The metras are the 5 bones that make up of the middle area of the feet. Why phalanges? Phalanges are 14 bones that comprises the toe. How is the human body similar to a well-turned machine? How is the human body similar to a well-turned machine? Yes, human body is similar to a well-turned machine because, examples, you see eye, you see nose, you see heart, you see in form of system, and they cannot do without each other. That's what makes this system. When you look at a well-turned machine, you see that you need to put oil, you need to put fuel, you need to service the machine. The same thing applicable to human being. You need to structure the machine on what to do. The machine will do it. Examples. Let's take as the Coca-Cola company. You see that there are machines that is in charge of bottle, the machine that is in charge of cockling the mineral, the machine that is in charge of doing labeling it. The same thing applicable to human being. There are even urinary tract, esophagus, nervous system, other things, even saliva. Let's use human being as just like blood. The blood in human being is just like fuel. Water that we drink, everything is for to service us. In terms of locomotion, without leg, you can't go and buy anything. Just like brain, you must think critically before doing anything. Eyes, you open your eyes and see before you know what to do. Brain, you use your medulla oblongata, you think before you do any other thing. Alright, many people have compared the human body to a machine. Think about some common machine, such as examples, look at that machine, drill and the washing machines. Yes, each machine consists of many parts, as I said before, and each part does a specific job. The same thing applicable to human body, the specific functions. The leg, without leg you cannot move. The mouth, without mouth you cannot talk. The digestive system, without food digesting you will not be comfortable. The vein, the blood, the arteries. Yet all parts work together to perform an overall function. The human body is like a machine in all this area. In fact, it may be the most fantastic machine on earth. Yeah, because why did I say that is very good, that is most fantastic? It human body. You can even instruction, think on what to do. It's not an artificial intelligence. It's not like machine. It's not like a computer, artificial intelligence. It's more powerful because it's not garbage in, garbage out. You need to think critically. Alright, human machine is organized at different levels. Yes, your mouth that you used to eat with the cells and the ending, the entire organs. At higher level of organization, there are a greater degree of what? Complexity. Good. When you look at this place, you see different bones as an example. You even see the spinal. See these bones. You see the pelvic gland. You see that different compartments of the bones. Look at the compartment. This one is informed male, a matured male. Look at male organ, right? Different compartments and different functions. The same thing applicable to female organs too. Different compartments and different levels. Alright, we are going to see chapter 3, organs and organ system. How is a human body similar to a well-turned machine? Many people have compared human body to a machine. Think about some common machines. Examples, drilling machine, even watching machine, even other things that machine can do. Each machine consists of many parts. The same thing with human body, like teeth. You can even use your teeth and grind the food that you chew. Even mechanical digestive system, chemical digestive system, right? After that, the mechanical digestive system, you swallow it. Saliva will push it down. It will enter your stomach from large intestine to small intestine, filtering it, turn it to be what? Chemical digestive system. After everything, it will pass out to the anus as waste product. The same thing applicable to machine. After using the machine will use, others will be what? Scraps or waste. Yet all the parts work together to perform a fantastic and overall function. This human body is like a machine in all areas because, in fact, it may be the most fantastic machine on earth. Alright, human machine organizes different levels, starting with the cell, ending with the entire organs. Each higher level organizes the fantastic job and give it a good result at the end. Human organism. The human organism